Are y'all ready?
Welcome to Cockpits and Cocktails, the lively aviation podcast, where we talk about all things aviation and aerospace.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Cockpits and Cocktails, the tongue twister in aviation. I am excited because this is actually season 4. I have my two wonderful co-hosts back, Stephanie and Cooper the pilot, and we are very excited about this season. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do differently this season, and then we wanted to catch everyone up with what we've been doing since our last episode from season 3. Hello.
Hey. Hello there.
How are y'all?
Well, It's been storming here for many weeks. I'm not complaining, but
yeah, where did you go that you had snow up to your I don't know, the roof of the house? Where were you?
They have had over 419 inches in just 2 months. It was in Mammoth.
Holy moly.
Did you see my TikTok live?
Girl, I'm not on TikTok. I can barely work your Zoom.
Okay. Guys, I don't. Okay, this is all new to me, TikTok, but I did a live on the drive up there because it was so. It was major snowing, and I had 20,000 people watching me, just driving up. I wasn't driving, but I was, going up to Mammoth, and they were it was like amazing because they were all watching as I was watching all this snowfall going up there.
When I had clicked on one of I had my phone in my hand, so I actually saw when you were live on Instagram, and you were on the drive, and I think you were talking about what it was like to I think, how many kids did you take? Only 2 or 3? How many?
I only took 2 this time. I usually take all of them.
That's what you guys were talking about when I clicked on.
Gotcha.
See any snow? I did not see any snow until I saw a story of yours that you opened the curtains and you couldn't see.
Oh my
I know. I couldn't believe it.
I want to talk a little bit about what we've all been up to in aviation, mostly since our last recording, just to see kind of where you are, what you're working on, what kind of exciting things have you been doing since we last chatted. So who wants to start?
Well, remind me what month that was.
I know. I know. I feel like it was a while ago.
Yeah. I tried to wrap it up before Thanksgiving, and I believe it was like the week before Thanksgiving, which was really pushing it because I just, start running out of time to edit and all that stuff. So I think we finished it the week before Thanksgiving.
And I was at the Mrs. World pageant.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Can we focus on that?
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Dude, we're mesmerized by this.
Why?
Because it's so cool. I don't know anyone that's been in a pageant, let alone, oh yeah, I'm just in Mrs. World. Like,
yeah. How long have you been doing
incredible?
I started when I was 14. And to try to pay for college.
Yeah.
And I kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. Is that the American saying? Because I was really this big tomboy. I mean, I had never even worn a dress, much less makeup or really fixed my hair. I mean, I would put in a ball cap and a ponytail, kind of like today. But I knew I needed to pay for college somehow. And then I transformed. It's like those movies where, the girl, she does this transformation. They do a makeover and she comes down the stairs. It was like that kind of moment. And I realized, oh, I can be a girly girl and still like all the
That's awesome
things that I do. And, I still live that way today because most of the time, I'm flying or doing something like that, archery or something. And then, but I can turn around. People are always shocked though. They go, wait, who is this?
Yeah. It's like one of the makeover shows that they do. I love watching those shows, and they totally change. And then it changes like how they come across or how they reflect themselves. It's like all of a sudden they just, I don't know, it's like they step into this role, a totally
Yep.
different thing that they didn't really think they were capable of being as well.
It really does. It changed my life. But it's kind of like being a pilot. You know, you get that certificate and you start flying by yourself, and it changes your life. It's one of those moments.
Yeah, I've heard they have a really good like community. You get to know a lot of people in the pageant world and you form all these relationships that which kind of sounds similar to aviation. Is that true?
It is, but believe it or not, you meet everyone, and then after you get to really know them. And these are very successful people in the world. I actually have made connections through pageantry sometimes. Going, you know, they say, "Oh, you're a pilot. Let me connect you," because they're oftentimes very successful business people.
Yeah.
So it's been great. It's been a great experience. But as an older woman, I know I'm not old, but as an older woman, it's been quite a different experience because I retired for 20 years. I mean,
I thought you were doing this whole time.
no, I won a Mrs. International title, and then I won a different title 2 years later, and then I retired. But I just felt like I have a calling because you do get to do a lot of community work as a title holder. So I just felt like I needed to get back into it. And also, you know, I've been a mom for 15 years with 5 little ones.
Yeah.
And I need to get out of the house. And it's really a great opportunity to bring aviation to the forefront. When I'm on that stage, I'm able to do that and speak about it because there aren't that many pilots competing in pageants.
And I feel like that you have to lead with that, right? You have to be like, I'm a pilot. And then
yes, always.
like, yes, I can do all this other stuff, but I just want to let you know, no one else on the stage is a pilot. But
I always
That's right.
that. When they say, tell me about yourself, I'm going, yes, I'm a pilot.
It's my time to
Yeah.
shine. But it's impressive. And it also, not the whole badass factor of like this female. I mean, again, I've said it a million times, the plane doesn't know if you're a man or a woman, but
right.
It's the fact of who's watching or who's paying attention or who on the stage just thought in their mind, oh my gosh, I could do that. And just like that, you could open their eyes to aviation
Exactly.
as well. But
Oh,
it is
yeah.
badass.
That's a
so.
great platform to be on and for people to see. Well, like other women that maybe are girly and they think, well, that's kind of a man's thing. Maybe I could never do that. If they see that you can do both things, then why couldn't they do it? Right.
Absolutely. In just the past 2 years competing in pageants, I have been able to speak to probably at least 8 women who are now getting into aviation and working on their pilot
Oh,
certificate.
cool. That's all awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of
That's
the
really
things
impressive.
that like Instagram, when that's, I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's hard to show. Like I have the Fly Girl Kelly thing, which I had considered changing it to Fly Girl Natalie, so people know my first name is Natalie. But I feel like it's also like kind of limiting to me because I do so much more than just flying, you know, and
Yes.
that's a big thing to do, but it's hard to show all the things you do on an Instagram page that
Yes.
makes you what you are. It's kind of like, well, I fly, but I also, you know, I love
Yeah.
history, I exercise, I do all these other things, and you just don't. It's hard to show all those aspects.
I had someone say to me, I think it was at a Women in Aviation conference of all places, and they said, well, your page isn't an aviation page. I said, no, it's a me page. I mean, if you look at it, the majority of it is flying. So I'm probably annoying the people that, you know, don't want to see planes all the time, but it's a me page. So if I post the fact that I'm riding a scooter, you can't be like, oh, it's not an airplane.
Yeah.
It's me, my life, my family, whatever I feel like posting.
Mhm.
It's you're following me for me. I mean, if I can reach anyone who wants to have anything, I don't know, but it's like I'm definitely not an aviation page because it's me.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
I think,
I was going to speak on that.
yeah,
I find when I posted about the pageant, I was a little nervous because the followers, do tend to they don't really like anything that when I post anything other than aviation.
yeah,
They need planes.
right.
But I really wanted to highlight this because it was a different side of me, and I did get some mixed reviews. It's funny how on social media people just want to see one side.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah,
think they want
they
to
know,
see all of you.
right. That's kind of what they expect. And so that's kind of what they want to see. That's it's kind of their expectations. I think with the Fly Girl thing, I always feel kind of torn because I feel like I need to be posting about the brand and the products and putting, so I think it has to be all like aviation related. And then there are things where I'm like, but I do other things besides fly. And Stephanie, you were saying it seems like people think you fly all the time, but you really don't. It just seems that way because that's what you post and that's the videos you make. And it's, I don't know. I always feel kind of like, well, I want other people to see the same thing, but I don't want to get off the brand and
Yeah.
stop promoting that in a way. And I don't know.
I feel like Instagram or any social media. I mean, I'm literally only on Instagram, but I feel like it's that way for every platform. It's more like I'm definitely not posting for others, but it's not my bit. Like it's not like Fly Girl. I get that that's a whole brand and everything, but for me, it's just whatever I feel like posting.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't like it or if somebody doesn't like my humor, even it is what it is. It is what it is. But
Oh, yeah. That's the trickiest thing too, because it's kind of like, I mean, I can be very sarcastic and I can be, and
that's why I love you.
you don't want to piss anybody off. So it's like, I feel like maybe I shouldn't say that or shouldn't put that
No,
on
but
there.
I feel like I'm at an age where I could fall down, I could trip and stub my toe and end up somehow in the hospital. It can be funny that, oh,
Yeah.
what happened? But it's also like, I want to live my life however long I get to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, tiptoe around some person on another planet that might be following me that doesn't like me.
That's true.
Whatever the case is, I like to laugh. I'm a person that enjoys my life.
Yeah.
And follow it, don't follow it. It is what it is. But the people that are my friends are my friends because they know who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And whether we're sarcastic or not, I mean, it kind of makes me, that's probably why you're friends with me.
Yeah. Well, and I created that whole city girl, country girl thing. This is totally off subject, but I created it because I was really afraid if I posted things like that on Fly Girl, because I got like Sporties and Pilot Shop, and I don't want them to be like, I can't support someone who's using cuss words and that, like,
Oh, I know.
might be customers of Sporties may not like that, and I don't want to turn anyone away from the brand. So it's kind of like I have to be politically correct, I feel like,
right,
when it comes to the Fly Girl stuff. But I don't have time to do both. Brand. It's like the city girl, country girl. It's like, I don't have time to post on there. It's too much.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's your business. It's your brand. I totally understand that. And then like I follow Brotalion. I think that's how they actually pronounce it. But I love their videos, but I love the fact that they post music that might have one bad word in, or they might post the audio that's funny and it's from a movie that it's for them. I'm sure they're in the same boat. Like they have a brand, and you can either like me or don't like me, but this is us.
Yeah.
So I understand, though. It
dilemma,
seems like there's a lot of people that seem to have opinions for pilots.
I know. And I don't understand how some people can be nasty on there. Like I could just never. be like that. It's like, hey, if you don't like it, just stop
Right.
following me. You
Move
know, you don't have to
along.
say anything. You don't have to express your opinion about it. Just,
I
And
actually
I
had
mean, I know I'm old, but I think I'm a cool person, right?
I think you're cool. Yes, totally.
well, Stephanie helped me come out of my shell on social media.
Oh
She
dear
knows
gosh, I'm so sorry. This
she
I don't
knows
even know where this story is gonna go.
I don't either, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
so she knows the story about what happened, but I was working with an organization and I didn't even realize. I was just looking for cool music, and I got in trouble for I made a great post. I mean, it got tons of views and followers,
Didn't it get
but
like a ton over like a nut, like just within an
over
hour?
a million,
Yeah.
over a
Oh
million.
my gosh. Wow.
But I got kicked out because I even changed the music. I went back and changed the music because I didn't realize. But now that audio has like I think 3.4 million used.
Wow.
Everyone's using it. I was told it was inappropriate, and I'm like,
Right.
a month later, I'm going, everyone is using it. So, anyways, I have learned to let go and just be me on social media. And that's actually when my follower numbers shot up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Steph.
Oh, you're welcome. But I do have people that message me a lot that'll say like, "Oh, I love your humor," and I definitely have cut back. But there was someone in this one organization who told one of her coworkers not to do any content with me because of my recent posts, and it was more of a joke of a reel. Like if anyone knows me,
It's always a
know.
joke.
Yeah, like I think everything is done funny or just like I could have a video and I could post it and none of the things that I said happened in the video happened,
Yeah.
So I had flown over my old high school and I had my GoPro going and I saw my high school and I forgot my GoPro was on, but I like gave my high school the finger.
Oh my gosh.
And it was funny, but then I'm like, how can I put this in a reel that would actually be like funny? And I happened to look back on my flight plan and I had I was looking for my parents' house and I drove. It looked like I drew, I'm sure we're not even gonna bleep this. It looked like I drew a dick on my flight plan. And I didn't. I really, honest to God, I didn't, because if I had tried, it probably would have looked way better.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So and so I posted it with I started it off with I gave the finger to my old high school or whatever, and I said like I was trying to draw it, and like it just showed pictures of my like one bank and then like the end result or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just shot off. It got shared. It was hysterical.
gosh,
People were
that's
cracking
hilarious.
up at it. And now like when you see other things, people will tag me in it, like, was this you? And it's not. But someone had actually said, oh, don't do anything, don't hang out, like you shouldn't be around her because of her content. And I looked at the guy and I was like, you do realize that I didn't actually try, like I made it, everything is mostly like I wasn't dodging a Learjet, it just looked like I was on a bank for this, it's like I will say whatever I have to say to get the views. It has nothing to do with it's not a YouTube account. I'm not trying to educate anyone.
Yeah.
It's just
a
what
funny
do we sit and do?
Entertainment.
We sit and scroll on our phone.
Entertainment,
I
yeah.
just don't understand how people can just, and this person, I just don't understand, if she followed me or had any clue, she would know that it wasn't even true. And
Okay, well, let's just say who it was right now. No, I'm just kidding.
It's definitely an organization that everyone knows.
Okay.
But it's just incredible that, I don't know if it's because they're more located from the South and
I have no idea, but it was insulting to me. It was like the first time that I was actually hurt about something through Instagram, because if anyone knows me, I feel like I'm generous, I'm kind, I want other people to succeed, I want to have somebody's back. If I can help someone, if it's giving them my clothing, whatever I can do, I that's me. But I also enjoy laughing, and I also enjoy, the friendships, the true friendships that I have between you and Cooper. I have true friendships that I know I can say something to you and know that it's trusted, and any of your advice I can take, because I can't fathom how few women pilots there are, and we got someone who's out there, like, actually she's never even met me.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, she's formed an opinion, I guess, and sometimes you just can't do anything about that. People form opinions. Sometimes it could have been a really bad day for her, or she was just in a pissy mood when she saw it.
No,
you never know.
She's truly a not a person that I would ever hang out with.
Oh,
I don't think it's her day.
Oh, okay. It's her life.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Oh my God.
No. But it's just,
well, I'm sorry to hear that, as we would say in the South. Bless her heart.
Exactly. Oh boy. Listen to me, I'm all riled up now. Yeah. And I think Cooper, you didn't know this, but Natalie even talked about it, because I was afraid, like, what do I post on our Instagram page? Because I don't want to upset Natalie either. And then Natalie's like, oh my gosh, I love this. Like, and I'm like, okay, great.
No,
So,
I think I was
always afraid that my humor might backfire.
I think you should be you and Cooper should be Cooper. We don't all need to be, the same. And that's kind of what's going to bring in a diverse crowd. I feel like it's like Sex and the City show, the kind of character Samantha was, or, Charlotte, I think that was her name, that, they all have their own unique personalities. We don't need to be the same,
Oh, we're like Sex in the City, babes. I've always wanted that.
I know. I was going right. I didn't hear a word she said, because I was listening to the fact that she compared us to Sex in the City.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Stephanie, you've been flying a lot.
I fly. Well, also, I just want to, I have a lot of people that tell me that. They're like, you're all over the place. And I'm like, normally if I'm flying somewhere, I'm definitely not posting about it until like days later, or
yeah.
It looks like I'm flying a lot.
Same here. Yeah.
But I definitely started my instrument. Not super.
Wait a minute. Let's just tell everyone.
Well, did you listen to that podcast?
You got your certificate.
Yeah, last summer. Yeah. I'm a real pilot.
That's right.
Kind of weird. But then, like, you're traveling, and it was summertime, so it just got I wanted to immediately go into instrument training, and then it just got busier and busier. So now that it's winter, I'm thinking like, okay, I'll do it more often. And now we have weather, we have wind. I fly more on my own than I do actually to do training for instrument.
Yeah.
I actually, this might be something cool to talk about, or not very exciting, but I feel like how you do your written, and you're like all overwhelmed, and you're just trying to get through it, and you're like, oh, I passed so many, so now let's go do it. Well, I decided my flight school is actually they do 8 to 5 on the weekends, the next 2 weekends, they're doing a ground class for private. And I'm like, I'm going to sign up just to redo the ground for private before I go balls deep into instrument training, because I thought, what if there were things that maybe when I had originally taken my written that I didn't understand, but now that I'm flying more, I just didn't want to start instrument feeling like I was behind in any way. I'm going to try that. It's a weird idea. I don't know how many people would be studying for a different rating and then go backwards. But like, I just think that, you know, if it's as simple as I know almost everything, but I picked up two things that I never could understand when I was practicing for my written for private, I might as well. Like, we'll see. I'm going to see if it actually is a good idea to try to do that or not. But
Yeah.
I'm very intimidated by the instrument. I have no problem like flying under the hood or anything. It's just, it's that whole written and that anxiety.
That wonderful anxiety, test anxiety.
Right. And then I would love to get my seaplane rating.
Yeah.
Just so I can be cool like Cooper.
Hey, I have my seaplane rating as well.
Do you too?
I
Oh my-
do,
look
yes.
at me. I'm literally the lonely person in this bunch. So yeah. Oh, that would be so much fun if we got in seaplanes together.
It would.
You're not a real pilot until you become a seaplane pilot.
There you go. So I
I bet
I'm
that'll cause a big
still-
ruckus.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so that's
Kidding,
got
folks.
it. I just, yeah, she's totally kidding. But I think that seaplane would be cool. Now, I've actually never been in a seaplane, so I don't even know how overwhelming it would be to learn and have it so different than what I'm used to. You know, I think that would be a fun, exciting thing to try. But maybe I should try to like fly in a seaplane first.
Well, I think once you start, training, I mean, I did my training in Florida. I just went down for a long weekend. It's a relatively
I
quick
kind of thought about that.
process. And I did a little trip and went down there and got it done at a place called Jones Brothers
Okay.
in Tavares, Florida. I think it took me maybe like 4 days.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I either have to laugh and be like, oh, I'll get it, or I'll be the only person that took like 94 days to get a seaplane rating. But there is a place in Philly that must do it on the water. But when I had looked into it, they didn't have any planes at that location. So I thought, heck yeah, I'll just go on a vacation by myself to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just the talk and the thought of I think it would be cool.
It's really cool. I thought of it more of like I didn't think I'd be using it a whole lot, but I thought of it more of like, well, this is just a cool experience and I'm gonna treat it like a little vacation and just do something totally different. It was I didn't feel a whole lot of pressure doing it, because I thought, I don't know, this is just for fun, really. And then that kind of makes it more fun when you take the pressure off yourself. You don't have to have that rating to continue flying.
That's a very good point. There's not a whole lot of pressure.
Yeah. So just think of it as just a fun, new way to learn to fly.
Mm-hmm. And my husband would love for us to either have a share in a seaplane. I just know all the planes, if I ever said I would like to have one, the only one he's ever agreed to is a seaplane.
Oh.
So probably, I think that would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
But I also live in Pennsylvania and I have literally no idea where I would fly. So
where did you
that's
train,
like a
Cooper?
retirement thing.
In Alaska.
You did your seaplane rating up there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That sounds even cooler than having the seaplane rating.
Cooler than the seaplane rating.
Oh man.
It was such a great experience. I highly recommend
like a long weekend as well, or what was the course like?
It's a 4-day. Well, I went for a week because I wanted to go explore Alaska.
Yeah.
So, but their program's like 3 days and then 3 or 4 days. And then it's only about really 2 days of training, but they tell you 4 because of weather.
Yeah.
And then, so I had a lot of bad weather and I, got to do a lot of exploring. I got to, go to the glaciers and land on that with Talkeetna Air and drive around. Theirs is it's really 2 days, but they give you 4 days just for the weather situation.
I didn't think about the whole weather part. So you're right. You should probably have like, even if let's say I go to Florida, I should make sure that I'm there for a week. And then, if I get it done quick, then I'll just be on like a beach for a week.
Yeah. Well, of course, everything in aviation, you got to be flexible. You never really know how it's going to be exactly.
But I can't imagine the view.
It's cool. It's really cool. I remember just the first time coming into land on water. It's just it feels so wrong. It's like I shouldn't be I shouldn't be aiming for this water. It's like, wait a minute. This is so different, and the visual and everything is just so different. And Cooper, what have you been up to? So Stephanie, you're getting ready to really get into your instruments, it sounds like.
I've been working on my commercial, but I actually took December off because I was in the Mrs. World pageant.
Okay.
And that took up all month for training and everything. And then I've been using my thunderstorm weeks of non-flying to go back and use content that I never used. It's a great opportunity. So, but I am scheduled to go complete my commercial here soon, and then on to whatever else is next. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Are you interested in getting your multi?
Oh, definitely, for sure. I just, if I went and got my CFI and all that, I that's not my plan, but I know that's how it's good to build hours, but that's not really what I see in my future. I've kind of talked about that on before.
Yeah.
Definitely will get them. I just don't know that I will use them.
I mean, it's good. Yeah. It's a good way to learn more, right? And I mean, it doesn't hurt. It'll sharpen your skills a little bit more. So that's always good.
I think my goal here, I've been really thinking about, I loved Alaska and I loved seaplane flying, the bush. I'm going up to go do the bush and ski, and there are so many jobs popping up over there. And of course I need to finish up my helicopter, but there are so many jobs over there in Alaska that, you know, it would be great to be able to go spend 3 months working and then come home, and you know, that was my job for the year.
Yeah.
It's pretty good pay too.
Yeah. So how would you manage that with kids? Is it something you do after the kids are grown up, or
No,
take them with you?
no. It would be my job and I'm going to go to work. They stay here.
Yeah. So you'd be gone 3 months, or would you travel back and forth a little bit?
Oh no, I'd be gone for 3 months.
Yeah. So is that pretty much their summer season when they really need pilots for tourism?
Seems so.
Yeah, I kind of always thought it'd be cool to do like Alaska seaplane flying in the summer, and then like the Caribbean in the wintertime.
I had mentioned I'm going to be in St. Thomas, so I'm gonna check things out.
Yeah.
But my heart is in Alaska.
Well, they do have a seaplane base there. I know you mentioned you're going to visit St. Thomas, and they have a base there near where you're going to land, near the main airport. They have an airport where they take off seaplanes to go to different islands from there. So you could probably go over there and chat with them. You know, you mentioned visiting St. Thomas, which is somewhere that I go pretty often with someone that I fly with, and I was able to take my 21-year-old college son with me last time, and we spent 3 full days there, and it was really cool to be able to do that. I've not been able to take one of my sons before, so we had a great time. We visited several different beaches. This particular family that I fly with to St. Thomas, they're very gracious and offering to let my son come down with me, and he was able to fly down in the jet with us, experience that. And then typically I get to stay in their home. They have a nice home with guest bedrooms, and they have a guest cottage, but they actually had some issues with they had a leak while they were gone. And so I actually stayed at a neighbor's home, which was nice because it's actually set up to be like an Airbnb. They had separate suites and their own bathrooms, and that's where my son Wyatt and I were able to stay and spend some time together. It was fun.
So did you fly with them, or they let you just take it down normally without them?
I was flying as the co-pilot SIC, and then my son was riding in the back, living it up.
Awesome. Oh, I bet. I hope he did as many videos as he could, just to be like, yeah, I'm on my private jet down.
I don't know that he did any videos, actually. I haven't seen any if he did.
Do they have kids his age at all?
No, they were taking their a couple grandkids that were actually the same age as he was, or he is, and so he had some people to talk to. And then
the wife of the owner was on the plane as well. So, and they
Yeah.
always, they have a little dog that they take with them.
Oh
That,
my gosh.
yeah, he's always our little traveling dog. He's 18 years old. He's very,
Aw.
very, very, very old.
One day that'll be me with my little dog.
So today I did something cool though. I donated a flight through an organization here. It's called Lighthouse Youth Organization, I believe. And a friend of mine had asked, she knew it was a pilot, and she asked if I'd be willing to donate a flight. And so I did at this fundraising event that they had. Someone bid on it and won it. And this was several months ago. And we finally were able to schedule something. And I took this lady's two teenage children for a flight. We went for $100 hamburger today and flew around the Cincinnati area for a while. But when I got to the airport, nobody was going anywhere because there was frost on all the airplanes. So it was about an hour later when they put all the airplanes in a hangar and let the ice melt, and then we were able to take off. So, but it was really fun letting them, teaching them things about the airplane and letting them fly a little bit and see things from a pilot's perspective. I think they really enjoyed it.
That's incredible. I love that idea.
Things like that with your
yeah, I try. It's hard, depends on who it's like with, because I just have my private. I like for the rescue thing that I did with the dogs. I would do it as often as I could, but I couldn't have, basically, I guess I couldn't be an employee for them with flying. So, I mean, I know I don't have to explain all that to you guys, but you think like, oh, I'm just volunteering.
Yeah.
If anybody ever says like, I've never been in a little plane before, I'm like, let's go. We'll fly for lunch. It's very rewarding for me to, one, I get to fly.
Right.
Because to me, it's not a job. It's definitely a hobby that I enjoy and love. But if I can ever, I had my niece go up with me for the first time at Christmas time. And I was so nervous because I'm like, we can turn back. And she did not panic or anything. The first time I took her on a flight to LA, she was like screaming. So that was not fun. But that's why I was like, I told her, how I had stressed how important, even if you're afraid, the only thing you can do is say, I'd like to get back on the ground. Like you cannot, I will mute you if you're screaming. Like I can't, like I can't have you. It's okay to be scared, but if I can volunteer, I will, with anyone. It's a great rewarding thing.
Yeah, totally. Is there a lot of Young Eagles programs there in your area?
I've heard other pilots talking about it. I've also had somebody text me. I don't know what sort of meetup it was, but they were like, where are you? And apparently my plane had made it there. So someone must have run in my plane and went to a Young Eagles event.
Oh, gotcha.
But I have not done any of that because I only have a daughter, so I never even understood how the programs through Boy Scouts or anything, that I've never been in that organization for. So I've just really learned about Young Eagles like within the last 2 years, I'd say. I didn't know that existed.
I didn't know anything about it either until I started flying. And you'd be great at doing that because you have an airplane, and basically your local chapter, you let them know that you're available to fly. And they usually, when I had an airplane and I did it, then they would put the girls with me, and they're typically more boys than girls, but the girls would ride with me, and you just do a short little flight, go up, maybe buzz around somewhere cool in your area, and then come back. And if depending on how many kids there are, you may go up more than once, but it's fun. I really like it.
That's great. I actually didn't realize that. I don't know why I thought it was associated with like a Cub Scout thing.
Well, the Boy Scouts actually because one of my sons was a Boy Scout. They have a badge that they can get, an aviation badge, basically. Somehow the Young Eagles and the Boy Scouts work together
for specific events, but they're not all Boy Scouts that do the
Mm-hmm.
Young Eagles. That's a totally separate program. They just work
Okay.
together sometimes to help the Boy Scouts get those aviation badges.
I would definitely be interested in it. And just kind of like, I think we talked about it before, you know, as your kids get older, it's more like, what do I do? Like,
Yeah, right.
you know, like, what do I do? Okay, I just wanted to get my pilot's license. Now what?
Yeah, right.
Anything? Well, it's halfway through January, so anything
I know.
fun?
Well, I've been flying quite a bit, and I've got a few more trips south. So I'm just enjoying that right now.
Cooper, are you going skiing?
You know, typically we ski from December to April, but this year we are not, and of course it's the major snowfall of the decade, but I'm going to, because I train in Vegas, giving a shout out to my instructor Taz, and you guys all know him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's my instructor, and so I'll be headed back towards there to finish up.
That's exciting.
And I'm getting ready for Sun and Fun. I have a party house. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it might be a party, but we are going to do a live at the event of an influencer party. So I'm getting ready for Sun and Fun too.
Cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That means I also, because it's in Florida,
Yeah.
and I have since the lockdown started, I have started eating, and I haven't stopped yet in what 2.5 years. So that's the one reason I did not want to go to Sun and Fun, because I'd be like, of course I'm going to be if there's a pool, I'm going to be in the pool. I'm not going to be at the air show. But
my condo, it has an amazing water park with a bar. Oh, it's so awesome.
Oh, I didn't know there was a bar there. So
Heck yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a water park for adults.
Oh, cool.
My goodness.
Yeah.
That sounds neat.
So much fun.
Yeah, I haven't, I don't think I'm going to Sun and Fun. I'm 90% sure I'm not going. It's really hard for me to say that because I've been going for the last 7 years, I guess, except for COVID year.
Yeah.
But I just have a lot of travel, and I have to pick and choose, you know.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm missing Oshkosh this year.
Oh, that's
I
right. You're going
know.
to be in Europe or
Oh.
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, where did you say you were
Oh
going?
yes, I'm going to be in Spain and France.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
Is there is it just your vacation, or are you going
No.
for any
So-
celebration or anything?
So you know, I have a lot of girls.
yeah.
So every year, not every year, every child, sorry. Every child, when they turn 5 or 6, they get to point to the globe, a map. And I say, point wherever it is you want to go. My daughter says, I want to see Eiffel Tower. And she said, you know, I want to travel all around Europe. So that's where she picked, and that's where we.
That's awesome.
So it's for her
She
birthday.
actually sounds like a really smart and cool child.
Yeah.
Dude, she's so cool, man. I love her.
And she sounds like somebody that would bankrupt you.
Yeah. Yes, quickly.
It makes me
Is that
think
pretty much?
I'm
yeah,
watching
pretty
that
much,
show,
yeah.
Emily in Paris on Netflix. Have you seen
Yeah.
that? It's so
Oh my gosh.
No.
yeah. I went and looked for all of her outfits.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love that show. It's so cute, so fun.
Huh. I don't even think I've seen it or heard of
Oh,
it.
you have to see it.
Yeah.
What's
I
it
think
called?
this is season 3, maybe.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Even
It's on Netflix. Check it out.
Okay.
I watched them all in one night.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's good.
She wears the cutest outfits, these
Oh.
French outfits, and it's cute.
They're all
it the-
designer.
Is it a
And-
child that wears these cute?
They're all designer. And let me tell you, how does an ad marketing person or an influencer, the bags that she carries, I know it's, you know, but they're just amazing collaborations.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow. Now I'm gonna really have to watch it.
You
It's a
have
fun
to.
show. Well, good. That'll be fun.
So
Yes,
everybody's Christmas went well.
Yeah, went great. It's come and gone so quickly, and it's kind of like now we got to make it through the next few winter months.
Yeah, and when Cooper said that she's got all the snow, I mean, I live in Pennsylvania, so you would think that we have not had, at least at my house, I have not had any snow sticking to the yard, nothing. I have it might flurry a little bit,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I see your video and there's like 900 feet of snow.
Yeah. We haven't had a lot of snow either. It's been
It's
cold,
different, isn't it?
but not really cold. It's kind of been like the last couple weeks have been 40s, 50s, low 50s. It's definitely not been super cold.
Yeah. Well, it definitely got cold recently for us.
Yeah.
But we got wind. I was going to fly today, but it was like, I think it was gusting like 24.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really windy today.
Oh,
Wow.
by the way, I'm coming up soon to do Pilots to the Rescue. We finally got.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Do you have, well, don't tell me on here, but text me if you have a date.
I do.
Okay. It is such oh my goodness. It was just, I mean, I wanted to volunteer, but just the fact that they were little baby puppies.
Yeah. I've done it too, Stephanie.
Oh, did you have puppies?
I think, did we actually meet when I did that last time when I was in New York?
No.
Did we try to? I feel like we may have tried to or something.
Maybe I might have tried.
Yeah.
But I think I went up to New York for someone else to meet up with someone else last year, but then it fell through.
And it's really, really fun.
Well, sometimes they don't always have, these super cute puppies or, they actually told me that they had, they were the following day, they were going to pick up a wolf. And I was like, a wolf?
gosh.
Like what?
Wow.
I'm like, it was some sort of endangered wolf that they were, apparently it's so rare. They are like moving it around the country to try to have it. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, you got to send me pictures. And the guy was like, yeah, I was excited too when the first time it was like a little baby kitty. Like you think it's going to be this huge wolf and it's like a little puppy.
Wow.
Oh,
So
Wow.
I liked when I think it was a snake or a turtle.
it definitely was rewarding as well, but it was really, really fun to play with dogs.
Yeah. You know what I thought that the thing I got from that and was, and I don't know if you had the exact same dogs, but we were taking the puppies basically to be raised temporarily with these families. They're the seeing eye dogs that have they're going to be trained. And then we were picking up dogs that had been with the owners. I can't remember how long it is, 8 weeks maybe or something like that, maybe longer.
Yeah, they were very young.
Yeah, and then we bring back the ones that have been with them. And it was actually like, these people have been taking care of the dogs for like 2 to 3 months and raising them from puppies to this certain age. And it was really sad. They were really upset to let them go because they'd kind of been part of their family for a while. And then we were taking them back to be placed, and they go through all this testing and training to see if they'll even make good seeing eye dogs, basically.
Yeah, ours were just, I think, tied to a tree and left.
Oh.
Yeah. And they
Oh.
said down south, it's like they just tie these animals up or they don't spay or neuter them and they just keep on having more and more and more. It really opened my eyes up and it makes me sad to think that there's animals everywhere that are like, you would never think that somebody would do that. Any animal that you could grab, I tried to put one in my purse, but
Is there anything else you ladies want to talk about before we say goodnight?
We're excited about the new year in our podcast.
I was just gonna say that I missed you. I miss you. I miss you.
We miss you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Somebody
yes.
just say it.
We miss you. You did cut out there for a second.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, it's like you froze kind of for
Well,
a second.
I added my camera back on, so
I'm excited. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff. We'll have some guests on, and then we're going to share a lot of subjects kind of all over the place. and a little bit more about our private lives and how we kind of weave aviation and all of that.
Yeah, I'm excited to just have more conversations with other aviators, you know.
All right,
Everybody's
ladies.
got a story.
Well, it was wonderful chatting again.